Is selling and buying a house at the same time possible? Let's navigate into that topic. My name is Luz Abreu. Welcome back to another episode of MIA Unplugged and my amazing friend.
Thank you. I'm Anthony Spitaleri. It's great to be here, and let's get into it.
When you are selling and buying your house in Miami, like this happens when someone has a house, of course, because they need to sell, they need to upgrade the house. Also, they can downgrade because, depending on what stage of your life you are at, it might be upgrading or downgrading. Anyway, it's going to be selling your house. And then you need to buy another one. It is absolutely possible. We have done it where we close the sale of the house in the morning and then we close the buy side in the afternoon. It's totally be possible. Yes, people get to be very stressed because there are two transactions at the same time. Right. So we have to make sure that we gather all the information for them to be able to sell the house and also that they qualify to buy another house.
Yeah, 100%. I would say the two most important things when it comes to selling and buying a home at the same time will be three. Creativeness. Communication.
True.
Right? And then timelines. So obviously we want to sell a house and buy one at the same time. Maybe we have 45 days for the contract of selling the house. But it doesn't mean that if you don't communicate with the other agent or if you don't have creative ways or processes to do things that we can't change the dates from 45 or 60 days to 90 days, whatever it is.
Exactly.
So I would say those things are most important, and then we can go from there.
Absolutely. Like, for instance, one of the things that people get more hesitant when they are selling and buying is the timeline, as you mentioned. So I always tell my sellers, there's contingency on the process. Like we can go under contract contingent to you selling your house if you really need those proceeds to buy the new house. Some of my sellers, they want to use those proceeds, but it's not that they will not qualify without those proceeds. Then on that case, a seller might say something like, okay, let's just go and start the process of buying a house first and then put our house on the market when we are under contract or when we pass all the contingencies. Because I think that nowadays the biggest fears that sellers have is what about if I cannot find another house in the timeline that I have. So for that, we can absolutely, as you say, like we have negotiation. We have to be in contact communication with their other agents so that way we can, like, if we need more time, we just talk about it. Hey, guys, now we wanted, 30 days post-occupancy, and now we might need 40 days, 90 days, whatever the case may be. It's not said that they're going to say yes, but at least we have the opportunity to go and explain why we need those dates.
Yeah, exactly. Or there are other options. It depends on the situation. But we can also do some type of a leaseback, or you can move in. I mean, there are so many creative ways we could do this, but
yes.
So yeah, we can do the timeline. And then at the same time, we could also extend it or decrease the timeline.
Absolutely.
So it really just depends what we're trying to do, how fast everything is happening. And it's not like it's just one strict timeline to where that's what it has to fit in.
Yes. And I also want to say, like, it might be easier than you think to sell and buy. I do understand that it takes a lot of energy because, as I said before, you need to navigate two processes at the same time. But also, I am this type of person that always think positive. So I always say, if we bring positive energy into the transaction, everything is going to flow the way that it is supposed to. When we bring back energy or we start like thinking, what if, and those what if are negative and negative and negative, it's like we are putting that into the universe.
Right.
So instead of like think, what if I cannot find another house? Let's think that better and ask a better questions and say, and what about if I find the house of my dreams?
Right.
In no time.
What
about if I found a house that is even better and nicer and more beautiful that I thought I needed? What about if I find a house closer to the places that I need to be closer? Like, let's start thinking positive at everything that we do in life. But most importantly, when we are working like in a real estate transaction, there is so much things to do in the whole process, and navigating two processes at the same time can be very stressful. I'm not saying it's not. It's just like the energy that we bring into the transaction will allow us to go faster, easier, and better wherever we want to go.
Oh, faster, easier, and better. Yeah, this is the best. And just at the same time, it's going to be, we understand it could be the complexity, the stress. But again, when you bring the positive energy and the good vibes, you can say, to the contract, and again, you work with somebody who's reasonable, creative, understands the process, then it can be smoother than you even imagined.
Yes. And also be sure to ask your real estate agent, how many times have you worked on this type of transaction? Because experience is a key. Like I have done this so many times when I have a seller that wants to become a buyer, and for different reasons. And I have been doing this for such a long time that I can tell you how many things, like how things will happen. So it's very important for you to work with a real estate agent that is experienced and have done this type of transactions in the past, because that will give you a lot of certainty of how things are going to play out.
Yeah, for sure, because they already know what it takes to make sure that you have a great transaction process and experience.
Yes.
Even though not everything is always smooth sailing.
Yes.
But at least they will have the knowledge and possess the skills needed in order to transact both the selling and the buying at the same time.
100%. Because again, like we're gonna be handling two transactions at the same time, and we are going to be talking with one buyer's agent, one listing agent. We're gonna be talking most of the time. We will like on this side, like our client will be only one attorney, but then sometimes like it's gonna be two attorneys on the other side, so it's gonna be three attorneys total. It's gonna be two inspection, like when you're selling and when you're buying. So yes, the process might be overwhelming, but that's why we are here for it. Like we are here to make sure that process, as complex as it is, it will be easy for you, because we are gonna take care of everything, so that way you can just relax and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, we're your best friends. You're gonna get tired of hearing from us. But at the same time, we're going to take care of you. So again, you don't have anything to worry about. Sure, you have complexities, deadlines, etc. But it's nothing that we can't handle. Or nothing that you couldn't do.
Exactly. And also, we are backed up with such an amazing team. Our attorney, our mortgage broker, our staff. Like, we are going to do whatever it takes to make sure that you go to both closing tables feeling happy, feeling successful, and feeling that you achieved something that it was on the back of your head for a long time, and you didn't pull the trigger before because you were scared. So our job is to make sure that all that complexity is at ease.
For sure.
Dale.
So with that, I'm Anthony Spitaleri. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Let us know how you feel. If you have any questions. And Luz.
And my name is Luz Abreu, and we will see you again in another episode of MIA Unplugged.
Dale.
Dale.